Okay, let's dive into this. Picture this scenario, right? You're just chatting with a friend, maybe about, I don't know, sneakers you like. You're not searching for them online, definitely not typing anything, just talking. Then, maybe a few hours later, you look at your phone and bam, an ad for those exact sneakers. Is that just a weird coincidence or something else going on? That's what we're unpacking in this deep dive. This really surprising overlap between amazing convenience and, well, maybe constant observation in our smart world.
It's fascinating, isn't it? And the sources we looked at really highlight this tension. I mean, we live in a world now where, a swipe unlocks your door.
Yeah.
Or you just ask your speaker to play music. Smartwatches are tracking our heart rate, steps, sleep, everything. Our homes, our cars, they're all getting increasingly connected, which is great, mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
But there's this sort of nagging question that pops up. What are we actually giving up for all this convenience? Because every time you tap or click or just hit I agree on something, you're feeding what our sources call a silent observer.
A silent observer. That sounds a bit ominous.
Well, it's not a person, obviously. It's more like these sophisticated algorithms. They're constantly churning through massive amounts of data from all our connected devices. Think about it. Your location, photos, your search history, even late at night. And yeah, even the subtle tone of your voice sometimes. All of this can be stored. It can be analyzed. And pretty often, it's sold.
Okay, that's quite sobering. When you say things like photos or even our voice tone are being analyzed, do the sources give us any idea who's actually buying this data? And what are they using it for? Is it really just about showing us more targeted ads? Because that's what most people think, right?
That's a really good question. And yeah, the research does get into that. It's a huge industry, often working behind the scenes. For instance, some smart appliance makers. They're collecting data on what you consume, not just to manage inventory.
Oh.
No, they're building detailed dietary profiles. And these can then be sold to advertisers, maybe even health insurance companies.
Wow.
And the audio thing. Sources show how AI can analyze sentiment, basically figure out your emotional state during calls or interactions.
Yeah.
So it's not just about, hey, here's an ad for those shoes. It's about building these really comprehensive profiles that predict your needs, your moods, maybe even your vulnerabilities.
Vulnerabilities.
Yeah. And then you have data brokers who gather all these insights, they bundle them up and sell them. We're talking pennies per user, maybe. But it adds up to a multi-billion-dollar industry that's largely unregulated, We kind of said yes to the smart home, but did we really consent to our homes recording us? Or cities using facial scanning tech without us explicitly knowing? Feels like maybe we handed over the keys without really reading the fine print. And if we sort of zoom out for a second, connect this to the bigger picture, the sources really push us to think about a more philosophical question. It's not just about what the tech can do anymore. It's about what it should do. And this raises some pretty important points for all of us, I think.
Yeah,
Well, should your fridge really know what you eat at midnight and report it somewhere? Should an app be tracking your kid's location every single second of the day? And is it truly fair for companies to basically own your digital life, all that personal data, just because you didn't scroll through 50 pages of terms and conditions?
who reads those?
Exactly. So is this real innovation, or is it actually just quiet surveillance creeping in?
That's a really powerful point. And the research seems to stress that this line, the one between helpful and maybe harmful, it's getting blurry really fast. The sources kind of warn that by the time we realize we've crossed it, well, it might be too late to just turn back. So what does this mean for you listening right now as you use all your connected gadgets? How far is too far? It's interesting, the sources themselves pose this thought. Maybe too far is when we stop asking these tough questions. Or maybe even scarier, when we just stop caring. They even float the idea, maybe we already have.
But, the choice is still yours, ultimately. But that choice only really exists if you stay aware, if you dare to keep asking the questions like, who's really watching and why? That's maybe something to mull over as you navigate your own smart world today.